Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series All-Star Race. Something a little bit different here tonight. We're going to be at iRacing Superspeedway, and these drivers in the Indy cars. The 2011 Indy cars. This will be a lot of fun. Drivers hitting in excess of over 240 miles an hour as they head to the qualifying session to get their lap times in. A little different format here tonight, as drivers will try to make it into the main feature. There will be 3 heats that they'll try and qualify into, and then last chance qualifiers for drivers who don't advance from those heat races. We'll run through the format a little bit more as we get into each of those segments of the race, or of the event, I should say. But these guys have had a little bit of time to practice tonight, and this is a bit different from what they usually would run. What you'll see here on Thursday nights are Cup cars, and these Indy cars quite a bit different. But this track is also extremely unique in the fact that it is a 3-mile-long, extremely high-banked super speedway, and so the drivers really won't have to lift at all, especially once they have the tires up to speed. And you'll see a lot of slipstreaming, drafting, and moves related to that. A lot of slingshot moves, and it'll be a lot of fun to see drivers get sucked up behind another car and then make a move one way or the other, and probably 4 or 5, maybe even 6 wide at some points in tonight's race. So a lot of excitement building for the event, and the winner will take home $20. It's not a whole lot, but it is still something, and definitely going to be a lot of fun. As we'll go on board here with Timmy Emanuele as he is out here on his qualifying lap. Right now, about 225 miles an hour through the corner and then up onto the straightaway. This will be completing his first lap. There, this is a good view. 242 miles an hour down into the turn. And then really, really long straightaways. This track is shaped a lot like a Martinsville, but just 6 times the size. So you can kind of probably see it like that from above. Right now, Timmy, though, keeping right up against that yellow line, and we'll see drivers work all different lanes throughout the event tonight. Right now, Nick Starling, fastest lap time. Now, Nick Alves jumps to the top. And Timmy here, he will be 3rd quick with a 45.480, about a 10th off. And he'll get knocked to 4th now as Nick Starling jumps back up to the 3rd position. How about regular season champion AJ Stravato, who just won last night in the Virtual Racing League right here on V-Speed. And you'll see a lot of different paint schemes unrelated to their Cup cars, because I'm sure these guys don't run these race cars all that often, this being 2 or 3 generations of the IndyCar old now. It's not a very common car used on the platform, but definitely just as fun as pretty much any Indy car. As right now, AJ with 1 lap in, a 45.683, trying to improve on that here on lap number 2, headed towards the start-finish line. See what kind of lap time he gets. A 45.435, that'll be good for, looks like 7th quick, as he is going to send it right down into the inside wall. We'll get cut away before he does that. Dale Glessner making a return tonight. Haven't seen Dale out here on the racetrack in a few weeks, but driver for Team Red Speed making an appearance here in the All-Star race. Of course, tonight's event sponsored by the Below the Double Yellow podcast. You'll hear a bit more about them throughout some of the commercial breaks that will be coming up. But they are, you know, the lead sponsor of this series, which is also supported by the American Trucking Association. You'll learn more about them as well as the night goes on. Dale Glessner, though, trying to get that car up to speed. You see how high he is running up the track. And right up by that outside wall as he heads towards the start-finish line. This will be completion of lap 1 for him, I think. Yeah, 45.963 and maybe cut down to the bottom here. We'll have to find out what he does. And it looks like that will be the case right down in that first groove, about, I don't know, about 1.5 feet off the yellow line. And down these super long back straightaways. These cars are extremely stable at these kinds of speeds, 240 miles an hour. Absolutely incredible, especially for a car that's now about 10 years old. You know, some of these older Indy cars were able to hit higher speeds. They even had more horsepower than the current ones. Same with F1. They kind of have, with rules changes and things like that, as Dale Glessner across the line. 45.406 will be good for 10th fastest right now. Eric Gallion is your pole sitter in the number 33 Monster Energy Dallara. And looks like a lot of drivers putting lap times in. I think we are going to go to a quick commercial break and be back with the first heat race of the night, where you'll find out where your favorite drivers are running. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy. You ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there, right, Dad?
You can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be here about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay. I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length of difference between first and second going into turn 1. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
And back at the racetrack now, Safe Ferris has taken over the top spot on the scoreboard. And then Eric Gallion shuffled to second now. Seth Hatchell jumps to third. He actually tied lap times with Eric Gallion, at least to the thousandths place on the stopwatch. Looks like Eric, though, maybe topping him in the 10,000ths. Ryan Gemmel right there. Those three all separated by 1/1000th of a second. So definitely going to be interesting to see these drivers as they head to the grid here tonight. 9 drivers in heat number 1. And we'll see if it'll work for us here tonight. And I don't think it will. This is going to be your overall qualifying grid, so we're going to have to go through this manually. See if we can get on the track here. All right, so starting on pole in this heat, starting first is Safe Ferris. Starting in second, Ryan Gemmel. Rolling off third, Nick Alves. Starting in fourth, Lane Sulfridge. Starting in fifth is going to be Jordan Brockle, who we haven't seen out here in a little bit. Jordan Shepler starting in the 6th spot. Timmy Emanuele starting in 7th. 8th is Cody Adkins. And Dennis Faircloth starting in the 9th spot tonight in heat number 1. So you can hear them revving the engines, getting things warmed up and ready to go. It's going to be a 6-lap race. No cautions. Top 6 drivers advance to the main feature automatically. So 6 out of 9 in this race will move on. Oh, and we've already got a car spinning around. That's Ryan Gemmel crashing. Thank you for the follow, Watt Wire. Oh my goodness, what happened to Ryan? He got on the throttle there. Started to weave back and forth and then nose first in the outside wall. That car could be broken. He's got no wing on there. That's not good. Not a great way to start off the night for Mr. Gemmel. He's going to be at the back of the pack now. Oh no, and he's still crashing. The car is definitely broken. Oh boy. Well, affiliate team driver for Team Red Speed, Safe Ferris, he's going to have to carry the banner here for Team V Speed as Ryan Gemmel is crashed on the warm-up lap. Disastrous for him. Of course, cheer on your favorite drivers. Let us know you're out there, who you're rooting for, who you want to win tonight's race. As I can hear Ryan still flipping around in the back there. Oh no. All 4s, but he is going to be done for this heat event before we even take the green flag. And here we go. The 71 pulling forward a little bit. Green flag in the air. As the field, oh no! Spinning the tires. Another car already a victim of lack of experience in these things. That is Jordan Brockle flipping over, and he's going to take it behind the wall already. That's what happens if you don't have a lot of experience. You generally want to start these cars off. A very easy application of the throttle right now. Look at this, Nick Alves out in front of Safe Ferris. Jordan Shepler right there. All of these guys right around here. The only one who's not really is Dennis Faircloth, who's got to be careful to not lose the draft with this group of cars in front of him. And there is a bit of aero push and aero tight that comes from these types of race cars. Look at Nick Alves, though, pulling out in front now, 2 car lengths, as he leads lap number 1 in heat race number 1. 3 wide for second. Safe Ferris going to the high line, and there's contact there. Oh no, they get taken out. 3 cars around. That is Safe Ferris flipping over upside down and over. Timmy Emanuele Jordan Scheffler involved in this one, so we're down to 4 cars already in heat race number 1. What is going on? Just chaos to open the night. 5 laps. It's Nick Alves and Cody Adkins out in front. Lane Sulfridge a distant 3rd here. Dennis Faircloth a distant 4th. And then everybody else has been wrecked at some point in the first 2 laps. 2 cars already towed and out of it on pit lane. Actually, it looks like 4 cars have towed now. Timmy Emanuele still trying to limp it around out here in a car that is smoking. He's got to be very careful not to lose control by the leaders, but he will survive. And it looks like Jordan Scheffler, no, who was that? Jordan Brockle was able to get a fast repair completed. I'm not sure I guess they have a fast repair. But he is a couple laps down now. And Nick Alves still showing the way as the top 3 starting to get closer together. But man, what a chaotic start, as basically anybody involved in those wrecks, well, they're going to have to figure out who can get back on the racetrack faster. Timmy Emanuele is limping it out here to try and take that 6th spot. Look at Ryan Gemmel, though. He's been able to get the car fixed and back on the track, and he's in 5th. We got to be sure that these guys don't crash out of it up here, too. 3 laps to go. They are nose to tail for the lead. And then Lane Sulfridge has fallen behind by about 0.7 of a second. And right now, down the front straightaway, almost 240 miles an hour. Dennis Faircloth about 2.8 seconds back. This is his view out the windshield, or rather, out of the cockpit. No windshield on these cars, but Cody Adkins all over the back of Nick Alves. I was going to say over the back bumper, but there's no bumper either. They've got, oh man, that nose wing so close to touching the back tires as they work towards the white flag lap through turns 3 and 4. Nick Alves, Cody Adkins in control of this thing. Only 4 cars on the lead lap and only a 6-lap race. Everyone else has crashed. And Nick Alves will take the white flag and try and capture heat number 1. And absolutely craziness, as we are still not done yet. Anything could happen. Look at Cody Adkins trying to make a move. Is he going to be able to jump out of line? At 24, is he going to throw any kind of a block? What is going to happen here? Headed towards turns 3 and 4. There's still time to make a move if you're Cody Adkins, but you're running out of it, and he is going to hang tough behind. We'll see if he makes the move on the front straightaway here, trying to get a little bit underneath. There he goes, side by side towards the start-finish line. Who is it going to be? Oh, it's a photo finish. And Nick Alves by Cody Adkins by 1/1000th of a second is going to win heat race number 1 in a crazy turn of events, seeing 5 cars crash. 2 of them before they even took the initial lap of the race. But Cody Adkins will win heat race number 1. And we move on quickly to heat race number 2. Let's see where your favorite drivers are starting in tonight's event. Starting first in heat race number 2 is going to be Eric Gallion. Michael Newman going to be rolling off from the 2nd position. Dallas Sullivan starting in 3rd. Nick Starling going to be rolling off from the 4th spot. Starting in 5th, Jeremiah Vincent. Starting 6th, Keith Mayato. Keith has quite a bit of experience in these Indy cars. TJ Brendel starting in 7th. Tony Baird going to be rolling off from 8th position. And Kevin Cornelius going to be starting in the 9th spot here tonight. So 9 more drivers, top 6 advance directly to the feature. And we'll see if these guys can keep it a bit more calm here as they roll onto the racetrack. We'll see if anybody spins out. I see the cars do get kind of on a tripod there as they get onto the racing groove to get up to speed. so easy to lose control of these cars, which have so much power and really are very reliant on downforce. Looks like nobody crashed getting up to speed here. So that is good news. I'm going to see if I can pull up Cody Adkins really quickly. Cody Adkins, this is Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Hey. Hi.
Well, Cody, you won stage number, or heat number 1. A little bit different process in tonight's event. Man, you made the move at the right time. I wasn't sure you were going to be able to get him, but 1/1000th of a second. And, you know, how's it feel to get that done and be starting up towards the front in tonight's race?
It feels awesome because these cars don't seem to like to pass, so track position is going to be everything until pit stops hit.
Yes, sir. And not a lot of survivors from heat race number 1. Is that what you kind of expect from the main race tonight?
I hope so. I hope I'm not on the other end of it.
Yes, sir. We'll see how it goes for you here. We're about to get going with heat race number 2, but congratulations on the heat win. And we'll see you in the feature.
Thanks, sir.
All right, that was Cody Adkins as we are about to get underway for heat race number 2. Working towards the start-finish line, Eric Gallion and Michael Newman. And nobody spinning the tires. We're all good to go. All 9 drivers up to speed at iRacing Superspeedway for the Below the Double Yellow All-Star Race. Brought to you by the Below the Double Yellow podcast. Top 4 single file. Top 6 advance. We've got a battle right there around the 5th spot. Looks like Jeremiah Vincent down low in the Monster Energy Dallara IndyCar. To his outside is Keith Mayato in the Tic Tac machine. As they will go side by side now. Battle for the race lead. Eric Gallion in the lead. He's got the 99 of Nick Starling all over the rear wing. And to the outside now, being led by Dallas Sullivan. And here comes Michael Newman up behind him as well. As look at this, gonna be maybe 3 wide as Keith Mayato will shoot the gap. Oh, and we've got a car hard into the wall. Another car around, I think. Who was that? Eric Gallion. Oh no. What happened to Eric here? Oh, he got turned by Nick Starling, and man, what a disaster there on the backstretch. He's gonna have to tow to pit road, and now change for the race lead. Jeremiah Vincent taking over the top spot. Nick Starling out there in the middle lane. Here comes Keith Mayato. Gonna be 3 wide, maybe 4 wide, as the 98 of Tony Baird will take it 4 wide. And they've got to be very careful. Plenty of room to do this, but you've just got to watch around you and know the limits of your race car, as they will settle that out. Still 3 wide, a bit deeper in this 9-car group. And who is that in the middle? That is Michael Newman, who drops to the inside line. He catches a little bit of the apron right there in front of Nick Starling. And look at this up at the front, 3 wide. As Jeremiah Vincent leads the low line, nearly touching tires there is the 22 of TJ Brendel and the 46 of Dallas Sullivan. Keith Mayato pushing Tony Baird to the lead now, as they are really squeezing there in the battle for 3rd position. Mayato now going to drift back. He'll be in the battle for 2nd as Tony Baird pulls up all the way to the outside wall. He's going to try and get a little bit of a push here. Now Mayato jumps to the outside. Battle for the race lead again. And they've got to be so careful not to turn one another. But look at how tight they are there. The 17 and the 36. Those two know each other well, and they are racing like it. But 3 wide again, maybe 4 wide if Dallas Sullivan elects to take it 4 wide. He is not going to. He gives a push to the 98 of Baird. 2 laps to go as they dive down into turn number 1. Mayato with the advantage, but he's got a car right there to the middle of him. so hard for me to tell who those are. I think that's Tony Baird in the middle lane, and then down low is TJ Brendel leading that lane. Man, this is crazy. This is a lot of fun watching these guys battle it out, coming back to the white flag here. Only the one accident with Eric Gallion getting turned off the nose of Nick Starling, and that's unfortunate for Eric because he won't be moving on. He's still sitting on pit lane. Now white flag in the air. It is TJ Brendel with the advantage. Here comes Mayato on the outside. Tony Baird in the middle lane. Nearly contact there as they are really squeezing the low line. And you can see him kind of wobble. These cars so sensitive to aerodynamics as well as just steering input. You got to be so delicate and precise as they work down towards turns 3 and 4. We've got Dallas Sullivan on the apron, and this is not going to work out. He's going to have to find some room to go, and oh no, he actually just takes it straight on the apron. That'll cost him big time. He's going to spin it out, but racing for the win, TJ Brendel with the advantage. Here comes Keith Mayato, and Tony Baird not going to be able to get there. TJ Brendel with the race win. And drivers on the outside wrecking here. Michael Newman and Kevin Cornelius. I'm not sure they've made it back to the line yet. Dallas Sullivan still trying to get that car back to the start-finish line, but Kevin Cornelius, I think, has advanced. I think they've already passed the line. So Kevin Cornelius, the last driver in. Man, that is crazy. TJ Brendel with the race win. See if we can pull him into the booth right now. TJ Brendel, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad there, TJ. What a crazy race. You guys were 3-4 wide for most of it. And you end up holding them all off there for the last couple laps. You take the win in the heat. You feeling pretty good about the feature race tonight?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, this is actually my first time out here at iRacing Superspeedway. I'm a big plate track fan, so looking forward to it tonight. Yeah, it was getting pretty crazy there. You know, I just tried to hug that yellow line as much as possible to stay out up front, and it seemed to work for me.
Yeah, and it was looking pretty crazy headed into turn 3 there on the last lap. We saw Dallas Sullivan go to the apron, and I'm like, this can't possibly work out, but he kept all the wrecking to himself there in turn 3. But way to go, winning heat number 2. You're going to be starting towards the front, and good luck in the feature tonight.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right. That is TJ Brendel, winner of heat race number 2. Getting, I believe, his first win of any kind here on V-Speed. It may just be a heat race, but, you know, some good IndyCar drivers in that last group, and he beat them all. It's just a short 6-lap dash and got the car in position at the right time, as we've got 8 drivers in heat race number 3. And I'm not sure if we're going to have a 4th heat race. So I think there's 30 drivers that will make the feature. Let me confirm this. I think 28 will advance. So we have had 26 so far in the first 3 heat races. I think everybody may make it. Yeah, it does adjust accordingly based on how many people show up. So I'm not exactly sure. But in this one, Seth Hatchell, Chris Samard, Nathaniel Ostrowski, Dale Glessner, AJ Stravato, Dennis Steele, Lyle Sulfridge, and Alan Dice. Some heavy hitters in this race. On the front row here is Seth Hatchell and Chris Samard. And they're going to get up to speed. Good launch there as we've got cars spinning in the back. Who is that? AJ Stravato. Oh, and he loses it all on his own. We saw a car to the outside. That was Alan Dice. Nearly lose it. But your regular season champion in the Cup cars not getting a great start in heat race number 3. And We'll have to see if he goes to any kind of a last chance qualifier. But right now, Seth Hatchell leading his teammate Chris Simard. Seth here in the all black number 8. You see Chris Simard in the Pennzoil 37. Right there behind him, Dale Glessner, the 10 machine, the Miller High Life. Dennis Steele there in the 28 behind them. And then Nathaniel Ostrowski in this camo and black National Guard number 41. And then Lyle Sulfridge getting some help here from Alan Dice. Those two a little bit farther back, maybe going to try and ride it out until late in this race. As Simard drifts up a little bit, here comes Dale Glessner to the inside. He'll try and take second spot away. This pack seeming pretty organized, as really the top 5, you know, assured that they'll make it in no matter what the rules changes are, you know, for the amount of drivers in tonight's event. But headed back towards the start-finish line, Hatchell in control. But Chris Simard getting a pretty good run in that second lane, trying to pull alongside. He's still battling for second spot down into turns 1 and 2. Top 5 all in a pack here, and then 2 more cars. AJ Stravato, the only one out of contention, already 1 lap down after crashing on the initial start. And it looks like everyone does make the feature tonight, so everything I've said about people crashing and all these other ones, it just means they're starting towards the rear in the main feature, which is going to be a 50-lap race. And this is going to be a lot of fun. There may still be an LCQ to determine the order of those drivers towards the rear. And we'll see if Lyle Sulfridge and Alan Dice can reel these guys back in. Right now, they are running a little bit faster. About a 1/10 and a half faster than race leader Seth Hatchell. But everybody right around 240 miles an hour down the back straightaway. And with the draft, you pick up a couple miles an hour, but they may be hitting the rev limiter. We'll have to see if there's any kind of engine cutout up here at 240 miles an hour. Looks like it just pretty well stabilizes right around 245, maybe 246 is about the highest I have seen any car go. As right now, Seth Hatchell leading the way, coming to 1 lap to go next time around. And Lyle Sulfridge, Alan Dice have closed in a little bit more, but I don't think they're going to be there unless these guys wreck. Then they may have a really good opportunity to get up there and challenge for the race win. Look at this, Dale Glessner jumping to the outside of Seth Hatchell. Here comes Chris Simard along with him. Now people starting to make some moves. White flag in the air. 3 cars go to the high line, 2 down low. Very much like a NASCAR Cup Series race at Daytona or Talladega, drafting and your partners. Oh, contact there. Cars going around. That is going to be Dennis Steele, Nathaniel Ostrowski, and then Alan Dice and Lyle Sulfridge able to get past all that. And only 3 cars up here in the front. The 2 V-Speed teammates, 1-2, Seth Hatchell, Chris Simard. And Dale Glessner for Team Red Speed. He finds himself in 3rd position. But who is going to take the win? Can Simard make the same kind of move as they work towards the start-finish line? He's not close enough. I think Hatchell's going to have it. But look at Simard swing way down there. Seth Hatchell by 2/200ths of a second is going to win heat race number 3. 2 incredible finishes in this all-star race so far, these heat races. Seth Hatchell wins heat race number 3. See if we can pull him up here. Seth Hatchell, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Seth, you held him off there. Great run. Coming to the white flag and the checkered flag, you were able to survive the crash there out of turn number 2, and you held off your teammate Chris Simard. Did you know he was going to be making a move, or had you planned on working with him all race too?
No, I definitely knew he was going to be making a move there. Just trying to time when I moved up there on the backstretch to try and block the run. And I was pretty thankful he didn't dart underneath me. And then just a matter of trying to get a good arc into the corner and then arc out of the corner a decent amount to hold speed. And it was pretty close, but thankfully I got the nod there at the end.
Yep, 2/100ths of the second, which surprisingly is not the closest finish we've seen in the heat races. But great job to take that heat win, and good luck here in the feature.
Yep, I appreciate it.
All right, that is Seth Hatchell, driver for Team V Speed, as I am going to move him back with his drivers there. And we are at the starting grid now. I'm not sure. Yep, this is still not going to work, so we'll run through it manually. Cody Adkins going to be your pole sitter for the event tonight by nature of his win in heat race number 1. TJ Brendel winning heat race number 2. He'll start second. Seth Hatchell going to be starting in third. Nick Alves 4th. Keith Mayato 5th. Chris Samard 6th. Lane Sulfridge up here in 7th. Tony Baird in 8th. Dale Glessner will start 9th. Dennis Faircloth starting 10th. Jeremiah Vincent starting in 11th. Lyle Sulford starting in 12th. Ryan Gemmel will start in 13th, so good job there for him to finish off that race. He'll start a little bit farther forward. Nick Starling starting in 14th. Alan Dice 15th. Safe Ferris 16th. Kevin Cornelius 17th. Nathaniel Ostrowski will start in 18th. Jordan Brockle starts in 19th. Michael Newman will start 20th. Dennis Steele starts 21st. Jordan Shepler 22nd. Dallas Sullivan 23rd. AJ Stravato is going to have to come from towards the back. He'll roll off 24th. 25th, Timmy Emanuele, and Eric Gallion, who was very quick in qualifying. He'll start shotgun on the field last in this race, 26th. So it'll be interesting to see him and Stravato make their way through the field if they can and have to survive 50 laps. But we will have a competition caution at lap 25 to kind of group everybody back up. And no last chance qualifier tonight, so going to be a pretty short event, which is always interesting. But $20 on the line for these guys, and 26 drivers out here trying to make it happen to win the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series All-Star race. And it's anybody's race at this point. Everybody's got a fresh, clean car. They've gone through the heat races, and spinning the tires is the race leader, Cody Adkins, straight away. Oh man, disaster for Cody Adkins, who started on the pole. He won heat race number 1. And that's gonna promote Seth Hatchell to the race lead. He's got his teammate Keith Mayato right there behind him. Nick Alves, TJ Brendel right there as well. As we've got single file for a majority of this pack, but now 3 wide, a bit farther back. Look at that. Car all the way up in the 3rd groove, and I see Alan Dice right there, the McDonald's machine. He's racing it up side by side now with Jeremiah Vincent. Look how fast they are going down the straightaway here, 245 miles an hour. And then down into turns 1 and 2, they'll run about 230 through here. And about the same on the other end of the racetrack. Everybody's trying to keep control of the race cars, and the tires will start to wear over time in this event. So you might see some slipping and sliding going on around 230 miles an hour, about 25 laps into it. But Seth Hatchell in control. He's got his teammate behind him. Now TJ Brendel back to 3rd. He's going to turn Keith Mayato into the outside wall. And big crash in the back for Keith Mayato, whose night may have ended instantly here. He got turned off the nose of TJ Brendel. Not sure if anybody else was involved. But man, what a hit. And he gets hit by Alan Dice as well. And oh, look at all these cars that... Oh my gosh. Jeremiah Vincent landing on the roof. Nathaniel Ostrowski also involved. He lands on all 4s, but all of those drivers towing it to pit lane. I'm not sure if we'll get wave arounds at the competition caution because a lot of these drivers will be multiple laps down. But already 6 drivers involved in accidents, including the pole sitter for the event, Cody Adkins, who has just made it into his pit box a few moments ago. He's already 1 lap down, but Seth Hatchell still leading. And yes, sent from heaven. I think Cody Adkins probably just kind of kicking himself in probably the best way. There's really nothing on the line here except for $20. Some time invested, you know. But everybody's out here to have fun tonight, and it has definitely been entertaining, to say the least. 4 laps in already, we've got 6 cars who have crashed out in ridiculous fashion, we'll say. As is the nature of these cars at about 240 miles an hour. The physics are really hard to calculate. But Seth Hatchell, not too worried about any of that. He's worried about losing the race lead, as here comes Dale Glessner in the 3rd lane. Now moves down to the middle. He's got Nick Alves behind him as they work very closely nose to tail, trying to get alongside the top 2, and they are doing a good job. Here they come with the run down the back straightaway, about 2 or 3 miles an hour faster than Hatchell and that inside groove. And they separate themselves out a little bit, so there's no chance for a side draft. Here goes another car up to the outside lane. That is going to be Lane Sulfridge in the black and yellow Geico machine. Also see Dennis Faircloth rocking the Geico color schemes like he does in the Cup car. I believe he painted this one up as well. Nice looking race car, as we will go on board with him. This is always a very intense look at the action you see from above most of the time, as he's trying to figure out where to go. The 99 of Nick Starling right here in 9th position to his right front, and then also the 70 of Lyle Sulfridge, and then Lane Sulfridge is almost contact right there between Starling and Lane Sulfridge, and Dennis gonna get the nose in there. He has to do a little correction on turn entry, as everybody's still doing a good job up here. A few drivers have remained on pit lane. Keith Mato and Alan Dice, 5 laps on pit lane. We saw Cody Adkins make it back out. He's 2 laps down. AJ Stravato was involved in that one. He is currently, or he might have been involved in something else, actually. What happened to Stravato? Oh, no. Did we even catch this? I don't think we did. Oh, contact there. And oh, man, what a hit for Stravato, as he limped it back around to pit lane, and he is going to be on there for a little while. And here come the leaders. Lap 7 in the books as they hit the start-finish line. And Dale Glessner, I think, going to take the lead at the line. Nope. Just about 1/1000th of a second again. And look at this. They have made some progress out there, but TJ Brendel hitting the apron, able to keep control of the race car as lap 8 goes on the board. These are pretty long laps for an IndyCar, 45 seconds. And I think we're just going to have the one competition caution at halfway to re-rack them and put some more fuel and tires on these. Not sure. I don't think they'll have to make a pit stop before that point. That'll be 75 miles. This being a 3-mile racetrack, 25 laps. Pretty easy math there. I'm not sure if they can go that far or not. But man, this is just so wild, seeing drivers who are not really all that used to these kinds of race cars out here running 2-3 wide, maybe even 4 wide at times, and trying to, you know, win $20. We do have a 4-car group back here. That was Dennis Steele, I believe, who got into AJ Stravato, and I think he has some right front damage or right rear damage possibly. The car seems a little bit slow. So maybe some damage to the side pod. Is Dallas Sullivan, Jordan Shepler, Timmy Emanuele also back here. And that is the 13 of Jordan Shepler up there in the McDonald's machine. I think the same scheme as Alan Dice, as we are still battling it up here 2-3 wide for a good portion of this pack. And on lap 10, so already 20% of the way through the main race. And who is going to win? Who is going to be able to survive to halfway? The way that they are driving right now, it could be very hard to do so. Look at TJ Brendel, a little wobble there as they work through turns 3 and 4. He has been all over the back of Seth Hatchell, just like he was on the back bumper of Keith Mayato, and Mayato ended up getting turned around and has since taken it behind the wall. 4 drivers out of this one. Now Dale Glessner again leading at the line, and Seth Hatchell right there, pretty much a dead heat as they hit that start-finish line. But pretty organized right now. Really big inside lane and a pretty large outside lane, as the 33 of Eric Gallion up here not too far in front of the leaders. You've got some others back here. Jeremiah Vincent a couple laps down now after getting off pit road. Safe Fair is 2 laps down as well. AJ Stravato back on the racetrack. He's 2 laps down. Cody Adkins and Eric Gallion. So a lot of cars back out here 2 laps down. I think they'll get wave rounds. But a little bit of a shake-up there. Looks like Dale Glessner got shuffled out of the lead of the second lane, but he is trying to fight back in the third groove now. And he might get some help from, I think that's the 12 of Michael Newman up there in the all-black machine. And in the middle, it's Nick Starling and Nick Alves, the Nick and Nick show. But Seth Hatchell still showing the way. He has led the majority of the laps in this race. 9 laps now, 10, I think. Oh, that was the 9th one there. And he did win his heat race by 2/100ths of a second over his teammate Chris Samard. And Samard right now in the 8th position. He's in the middle of all of this. Maybe wishing that he had won the heat race so he wouldn't have to be back there. But look at this, 3 wide, 2 cars deep. And Nick Starling with a big run into turns 3 and 4, headed towards the front straightaway. They are starting to reel in the lap machine right there in front of them. I think that is Eric Gallion. This could throw a wrench in the plans of that third groove. They may have to take it 4 wide if they catch Eric in a bad spot. And it looks like those guys maybe decide to drop down in line. Yeah, the middle groove. Actually, Nick Starling was able to take the lead at the line, and he was able to drop down in front and bring Nick Alves with him. So Hatchell and TJ Brendel now no longer in control of this, as there was a car that moved up a little bit. That was Michael Newman. They're going to pass up Eric Gallion, put him a 3rd lap down. We've got cars coming to pit lane. Trying to find them. Oh, and they all make it. There might be some speeding penalties possibly, but let's take a look at how they got on here. Yeah, some drivers locking up the brakes. Look at Nick Starling nearly getting that car to loop around. But they will have to take gas, which is very interesting. Seth Hatchell working towards his pit box. He overshoots it by quite a bit. Could cost him dearly. A lot of drivers having to back up. You see, I think that's the 71 back there, Lane Sulfridge. He is also just now able to get into his spot. And oh, there goes the 70, looping it around Lyle Sulfridge. And then the rest of the leaders, I think, bringing it down now as they are trying to figure it out. Look at that. Everybody, oh no! There goes Dallas Sullivan crashing onto pit lane. He almost pulled right back out into traffic. And now he can probably go. There he goes. But I think the steering broken on that race car. He's cost himself badly. He'll try and back it up here and see if he's able to drive it. Yeah, he's got the wheel cranked all the way to the left. And just can't get that car to really drive straight. He is going to tow it to his box. And shouldn't be much of a tow, but who has gotten off pit lane the best? I think maybe Seth Hatchell. I'm not sure. Yeah, Hatchell appears to have won the battle off. Maybe it was somebody else. Dale Glessner just coming off right now. Tony Baird. Dennis Faircloth might end up with the race lead. This has been shaken up dramatically. And anybody, you know, could still have issues. But cars already up to speed, starting to catch some of these guys who are just getting up to speed. But these cars do accelerate very quickly. And so Hatchell now working on third position. That is Tony Baird down low. He's got Dale Glessner out in front by about a second. Then Dennis Faircloth with a huge advantage. But that will go away quickly, you'll find. But right now, 2.6 seconds over Dale Glessner. Dale way back here with the two Miller High Life machines. And one of them is very broken. Thank you for the follow, Nate Burrows. Trying to find out who that other one is. Oh, that is Lyle Sulfridge with the broken car. 1 lap down right now. He did make his pit stop, but he must have spun it. Oh, we did see him spin it on pit lane. And he's just trying to survive until the halfway caution break. Oh, and there goes Dallas Sullivan spinning again. No, Dallas. Oh, man, just backed it in the outside wall. I think he said, I'm done. He towed it back to his box. Look at this, though. Dennis Faircloth, 2.3 seconds in hand. He's going to try and lead all the way to the halfway break. But now Dale Glessner, Seth Hatchell, and others, Nick Starling, Tony Baird, all hooked up now. So 4 cars in this group. And then you got Michael Newman all by himself in 6th. Nick Alves in 7th. Kevin Cornelius here with Timmy Emanuele 8th and 9th. And Jordan Shepler rounding out the top 10. About 20 laps into the race so far. And Dallas, I'm sorry about that, man. Rough night for you here, but you're doing pretty good out there until then. You'll get them next time. Dennis Faircloth currently showing the way. 2 seconds. That gap is shrinking as he doesn't really have a ton of drafting help other than Eric Gallion, who is 2 laps down. Just made his pit stop 10 laps ago. I'm not sure he's going to be able to make it. He might be very close on fuel by the end of this. But look at this, 2 wide, 2 rows deep here. This is 2nd through 5th. As they try to get organized here and try and track down Dennis Faircloth, whose advantage is shrinking, but it may not be shrinking enough. He's about 0.3 of a second a lap slower, and they've got what will be 5 laps to go when they get to the line here. We do want to thank you all for joining and tuning in here on V-Speed tonight. If you're enjoying the action, this is a little bit of a different event than what we're accustomed to having here on the channel, but really enjoy these kinds of fun races. You can check us out at all these different social media outlets to stay up to date with what we're doing throughout the week. And also, thank you to the 2 new followers tonight. And if you want to be part of a giveaway that we're doing, we're trying to hit 500 followers here on Twitch and 200 on our Twitter. And if you are part of that group, when we hit those goals, you'll be eligible for the giveaway that we'll be doing for any piece of merchandise, whether a hat or shirt, from the V-Speed merch store. So check us out all these different accounts here, and then also vspeedsim.com to see what kind of merchandise we have as part of that giveaway. Look at this battle back here. 2nd through 5th. Still reeling in Dennis Faircloth again. That time only about 1/10 faster at the line, as Tony Baird has taken over the 2nd spot. Here comes Nick Starling, going to try and make the move. He will look to the inside. 98 doesn't quite cut him off in time. And now it's Nick Starling getting some help from Seth Hatchell down low. as they work into turns 3 and 4. The 98 trying to squeeze in a gap that's not really there. Seth Hatchell has to back out of it, and now he'll get alongside. So the 98 had an opportunity to maybe slot in line, but it's not going to work out for him just yet. Yes, they might be starting to get some hint of draft from Faircloth and Eric Gallion up here. And right now, 15 drivers on the lead lap. Everybody else has been involved in some type of a crash and is at least one lap down. And it looks like 21 drivers still on the racetrack. The 5 out of it are Dallas Sullivan, Jordan Brockle, Keith Mayato, Alan Dice, and Nathaniel Ostrowski. All out of tonight's race. But Dennis Faircloth looking for a pretty good run here. Started in 10th. He's led 7 laps now since the pit cycle completed. Nick Starling in 2nd. He's led a lap here tonight. And a pretty good run for him, up from 14th position. Tony Baird up 5 spots. Seth Hatchell back 1 position at the moment, but he has led the most laps in this race. Dale Glessner's led 5. He is up a few positions from where he started and up here in the top 5. Kevin Cornelius up 11 positions into 6th. Timmy Emanuele in 7th, up from pretty much shotgun on the field. Nick Alves up 4 spots. Michael Newman up 11. Jordan Scheffler up 12 spots. TJ Brendel up 9 spots, or back 9 spots rather. Chris Simard back 6 spots. About 16 seconds off your race leader. Lane Sulfridge back here as well. He's lost a few positions. Ryan Gemmel right around where he started, and he is drafting with affiliate team member Safe Ferris. Dennis Steele back here in 15th. He's up 6 positions. Jeremiah Vincent, first car 1 lap down in 16th. Safe Ferris in 17th. Second car 1 lap down, trying to get up there, and I'm not sure how it's all going to work out when we get to the competition caution, but we're on that lap right now, and I think it's the completion of lap 25. And right now, Dennis Faircloth with the race lead, 1.3 seconds the margin, and they're coming up on what looks to be Lyle Sulfridge, and it looks like Dennis Faircloth gonna lead at the competition caution. I think they're still trying to figure this out. Oh, that was a close call right there. Lyle Sulfridge in the middle should have probably gone to the apron. And there's the caution flag. So Dennis Faircloth leading to the halfway point. So good job there by Dennis through the pit cycle. Obviously got the car on and off of pit lane very well. And not even the quickest stop of the bunch. Seth Hatchell had a 7-second stop, which was 3 seconds faster. Probably only took fuel. Or maybe just took 2 tires. I don't know if you can do that with these. But either way, Dennis Faircloth leading at the point of caution, as we are trying to figure out where that pace car is. I think they're all trying to catch up, and I think here we are slowing down. There's the pace truck. And just to recap, 7 lead changes so far in the first half of this race. Just the 1 caution right now for the competition yellow. And we are going to go to a quick commercial break and tell you about the sponsors of tonight's race. And we will be right back.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy. You ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there, right, Dad?
You can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay. I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
Back at the racetrack now, just got the one to go to get things back underway. Lap 29 showing right now. They'll take the green on lap 30, and then it'll be a 20-lap run to the finish. I'm not sure they can make it on fuel. We'll see if anybody conserves any fuel here on this run and pulls a little strategy to try and win the All-Star race, or if they're just all going to go flat out and try and just do it on speed. Looks like drivers not getting wave rounds in this one, as far as I can tell. We did see, that was Safe Ferris with the lucky dog, or no, he got a wave around. It's been a while since he was on pit lane, though. Not sure how many laps exactly, so he's going to have to probably make a stop a bit sooner than everybody else. By nature of the wave around process, you can't bring it down pit lane. And it will be Dennis Faircloth, Tony Baird on the front row for the restart here. Who do you think is going to win? Cheer on your favorite drivers. Not too much time left in this one. And we do still have 16, now 17 drivers on the lead lap with Safe Ferris. As the field working their way through turns 3 and 4, about to get going. Oh, and they're crashing under yellow. Oh no, at the back of the field, Cody Adkins again. Oh man, what a bummer. What happened? Did he get hit by Safe Ferris? Is that what happened here? Oh no, it was the 70 and the 37, man. Got together, collected the 81. What a bummer there. Cody Adkins started on pole. He spun instantly in this race. And now, I think going to be out of it for good. He takes it behind the wall. And right now the battle is on for the race lead. Dennis Faircloth, Tony Baird leading, Dale Glessner, Dennis Steele, Seth Hatchell, Nick Starling, kind of this lead little group here, and then Jordan Scheffler, a smaller 3-car group with Nick Alves and Michael Newman. A couple other drivers on the lead lap now. There's TJ Brendel, Kevin Cornelius, Timmy Emanuele, Lane Sulfridge, Ryan Gemmel up here as well. Jeremiah Vincent and Safe Ferris are nose to tail back here, 15th and 16th. And Chris Samard limping it around the racetrack, still making 220 miles an hour in a car that's pretty well destroyed. But he may bring it on the pit lane here, or just try and... Oh, yeah, here he comes right now. Gotta be careful on the braking with a damaged car like that. You could very easily loop it around. So here comes the leader. Is going to put him a lap down, and I don't think he's going to have a shot at it tonight. So unfortunate for Chris to get knocked out of it in that way, as it has been hard for some of these guys to get the cars up to speed. And that was very interesting. They hadn't even taken the green flag yet, and they all just stacked up, I think, and ended up causing a bit of a wreck there. But Dennis Faircloth in control down low. I think right where he needs to be. He's probably going to hold this yellow line. Hold the line and watch the stocks rise as he takes the lead back away. And on the outside, Tony Baird not able to make enough progress up there. Yeah, Dallas, I've had a bit of experience in these cars, and sometimes you even use a fast repair and they don't fix them. Look at this, though. This is getting a bit crazy. Who's that up there in the outside lane? That is Jordan Shepler now going to go 3 wide. He's going to bring somebody with him. I think that's Michael Newman there behind him. And 3 wide as we see the 28 of Dennis Steele in the middle. There goes Shepler. He'll be able to move on by, and he's going to challenge now to lead that second lane. He'll go to the outside now. This is going to be a 4 wide battle up at the front. Oh, a little contact right there. And they are lucky that that did not cause any issues, but 4 wide for the race lead. Dennis Faircloth might have seen his opportunity disappear, as there goes the 10 of Dale Glessner now to the lead. And they are making some moves deeper in this field. It's going to be 15 or 16 laps to go next time by, so time is winding down. And a few drivers starting to fall out of it here. See Safe Ferris, Jeremiah Vincent, and one other car right here in front of them. I think that might be Eric Gallion, who is a lap down. As we've got cars flipping and crashing. Seth Hatchell involved in this one. Driver who led a lot of this race. Kevin Cornelius as well. Nick Alves. TJ Brendel. So 2 of our heat winners involved here. What happened? Obviously a very crazy looking crash. Oh, and oh man, what a save there. I think that was Nick Starling. I gotta see this from a different view. He gets tagged from behind, and man, just they all stack up and not a whole lot you can do. But man, Nick drives through it and able to save that race car. That's one of the craziest looking saves. Just full Tokyo drift. Almost tagged the outside wall, but man, what a great job. And so many other drivers involved in this one. So unfortunate for them. They may be able to limp it back to pit road and at least get the damage repaired. But Dale Glessner in control of the race now. And we've got a much smaller field in contention. Really just 10 cars within 2.5 seconds now with 15 laps to go. Tony Baird leading the middle lane all by himself. Here comes Jordan Shepler to the race lead now. He'll move to the middle lane and try and throw a little bit of a block there, or maybe get some pull from the 98 as he works towards the start-finish line. Going to try and lead the his first laps of the race. They're going to go 3 wide, though. Here goes Tony Baird, and then neck and neck at the line. Shepler by 1/1000th of a second. And 3 wide, a few cars deep now. Jordan Shepler all by himself in the middle, as we've got some lap cars working off the pit lane after getting damage repaired there. Tony Baird up high. He's got Michael Newman with him. And I think they'll still have to make a pit stop at some point in this race, so they'll have to figure out what the strategy call is there. Nick Starling back here by himself needs some help, and I think he might have just been gifted with TJ Brendel now behind him, but Nick does have that left front damage, so that could be really hurting him. He does appear to be down a few miles an hour. as they are really shaking things up here for the race lead. 3 wide again. Dale Glessner at the line. Tony Baird now to the high lane. Jordan Shepler in the middle. And everybody trying to find some momentum where they can. So 6 cars in the lead pack, and then we've got a few more back here. Ryan Gemmel, Timmy Emanuele, Lane Sulfridge in this 3-car group, as well as the 39, or as well as the 70 of Lyle Sulfridge. 71, I think, actually, of Lane Sulfridge. He's up here. Yeah, so that's this group of cars. Nick Starling back here by himself on the lead lap with TJ Brendel, who is now 2 laps down. Behind him, Kevin Cornelius also 2 laps down. But he could be in the catbird seat. There could be a big wreck up here towards the end of this thing. As this has just been an absolutely crazy all-star race night. Kind of similar to what we saw from the all-star race last year. The 87 Cup cars at Atlanta, which was definitely a fun one. AJ Stravado with a bit better luck in that race, as right now he is 12th, 1 lap down. But look at this, almost 4 wide, as it looked like Faircloth was maybe going to go to the middle. Tony Baird looping around. He is going to try and hang on to it. And man, what a save there. Oh no, he loops it around now. As let's see what happened. He got a little contact from Shepler, and then Michael Newman, and then another car in there. That was Dennis Steele, who eventually hooked him around. It was a pretty good save initially, and then he lost it and backed it in the inside wall. And now limping it back towards pit lane. That leaves 5 cars in the lead group now. Timmy Emanuele has kind of lost touch with these cars here. Nick Starling. What happened to... Oh, Seth Hatchell made the pit stop a few laps ago, so he's a little ways behind. Oh, wait, Hatchell was involved in that wreck, was he? Yeah, wasn't he? What happened to Ryan Gemmel? Was he involved in a crash? Yes, he was. A whole separate incident. He got turned by Stravado. Oh, man, what a hit for Gemmel. That will end his night. But up at the front, still these 5 cars in contention. Sorry for jumping all over the place. Just a lot of action going on all over. Cars crashing that we're not even catching. And that's kind of the nature of it with no cautions in a 3-mile racetrack. You can only see so much. But Dale Glessner in control now in the low lane. Here comes Jordan Shepler trying to work around the outside. And they're going to probably have to come to pit lane here in the next couple of laps. Saw Lane Sulfridge pit just 1 lap ago as well. He might have been involved in one of the crashes. And we'll see how these guys figure it out here. Who's going to come down pit lane with who, and who's going to try and help another driver, and by nature of that, try and stay in contention. 3 cars down low, 2 cars up high. Less than 10 laps remaining. And Dale Glessner giving a big shove here to Jordan Shepler, who's taken over the top spot. Now 4 cars down low. They might be coming to pit lane here all together. See Dennis Steele. He's still going to work to the outside. Now they actually jump back. 3 cars on the outside. 2 on the inside. And Dale Glessner in control. As he'll drop down in front, he'll bring Michael Newman with him. Those 2 have worked together a little bit in this race. But are they going to come to pit lane this time? No, they won't. Maybe they're going to run it all the way. It's been 15 laps on this run. 16 now as they cross that start-finish line. Dale Glessner, your race leader. It'll be 6 laps to go next time by, so really not a lot of time remaining to start making your moves and figuring out that strategy. If you haven't already, I'm sure they've already thought about it. But top 5 drivers all in a group here, and then it's 5 seconds back to Timmy Emanuele, who, like I said, these drivers back here could be in the catbird seat Nick Starling, the next one on the lead lap, and Jeremiah Vincent in 8th, the last driver on the lead lap. And he is about 11.6 seconds back, so maybe a bit too far. And it's headed towards that start-finish line. Dale Glessner will continue to lead in the low line. Michael Newman up high now leading that group. Here comes Dennis Faircloth, going to take it 3 wide. Not going to have the speed on turn entry, though. He'll have to drop back into the middle, and now actually goes low, making some bold moves in that Geico Dallara IndyCar. And nearly going 3 wide right there. He's just going to drop in behind Michael Newman, though. Give him a push towards turn number 3. And ooh, the 13 of Shepler on the apron just a bit there. And here comes Dale Glessner. No, he is not going to pit. It looks like he was maybe going to bring it down, but that's going to hand the race lead over to Michael Newman as the inside lane lost a lot of momentum. Maybe Dale just dropped it into a different fuel mode as we are 3 wide there for second. Oh, Jordan Shepler up into Dennis Faircloth. And Faircloth hard in the outside wall. Shepler also damaged here. As there goes Timmy Emanuele. He's able to get past it. Oh, man, what a hit, though, for Dennis Faircloth, who was up there challenging. They went 3 wide, and it's just kind of compressed. The 13 down into the 10, and, man, big hits for both of them. That leaves 3 cars up here in the lead group, but really just 2. As Dale Glessner a bit farther behind, all by himself, doesn't have any drafting help. So it is Michael Newman and Dennis Steele, of all drivers, up here with 4 laps to go. One of these 2 is going to win the All-Star race. Michael just making his return to the league last race after a bit of a hiatus. And Dennis, who's run the full season, this would be a standout performance for him. But Dale Glessner not out of it just yet. He's 2.1 seconds back and have to try and find some speed all on his own, which is going to be a tough thing to do, I think. But these 2 could get to wrecking here. 3 laps to go. It looks like they can make it the whole way. If they're still out here, maybe they're just trying to figure it out, you know, if they're going to make it or not. Maybe there's a little conservation going on. But 2 cars left battling for the win. And Dennis Steele now Dale Glessner fading a bit more now, 2.5 seconds back. Timmy Emanuele 7.4. Jeremiah Vincent 10.9. He's back here with Nick Starling, who's got that left front damage. Those are all your drivers on the lead lap. 6 drivers on the lead lap out of 26 that started this thing. And it is Michael Newman and Dennis Steele. 2 laps to go. Who is going to win the All-Star race? Sponsored by the Below the Double Yellow podcast. Right now, Michael Newman with that advantage. Dennis Steele behind him. When is he going to make his move? Here might be an opportunity. He's trying to catch that draft. Michael Newman doing a bit of weaving here. Trying to eliminate the draft as an option. Oh, a little bit of the apron there for Dennis. It'll be the white flag this time by. It's going to be either Michael Newman or Dennis Steele, or if they wreck, it could be Dale Glessner. This is his view. Look at the smoke pouring off of pit lane, but white flag in the air. Dennis Steele, Michael Newman, who is going to win? Through turns 1 and 2, Dennis using that high lane to try and gather some momentum for the backstretch here. And he got a good run, but might not be enough. There comes Dennis Faircloth off pit road. Dennis Steele closes in just a few feet away. He's going to go to the outside into turn number 3. This is probably not going to work, but maybe going to gather some momentum for the run on the front straightaway, but he's got to be close enough. Here he comes down the racetrack. Can't get on that apron. Here he comes, going to try and make the move. Dennis Steele right on the back bumper, but Michael Newman, he's been able to survive it all. It's going to be a drag race. Michael Newman wins the All-Star race for the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series at iRacing Superspeedway by 3/100ths of a second. And he got him there. Michael Newman, of all drivers, did not expect that. Started in 20th. And he led 6 laps on his way to winning this race. What a crazy night. And a lot of fun for these guys. And Michael Newman comes out on top of a pretty long run there at the end. I'm surprised all of these guys were able to make it to the end. And they were. As he pulls up to the start-finish line here in front of the crowd. And he's going to try and burn it down. It's kind of tough to do in these Indy cars. But he's got it figured out already. Congrats to Michael Newman for winning the All-Star race here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Tonight's race sponsored by the Below the Double Yellow podcast. Go check them out as he is really burning it down here. With only 6 drivers finishing on the lead lap, this was a race of attrition. Only 50 laps. Not a whole lot on the line other than $20 and some glory. But congrats to Michael Newman for his victory here tonight. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with your interview with the race winner.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy. You ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there, right, Dad?
You can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay. I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying, to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server, and with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
And back at the racetrack now, going to be pulling up our race winner. If we can find him in here. Here he is from Basic Joe's Racing. Michael Newman, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do. How are you doing, Adam?
Well, not too bad, and you're probably feeling pretty good yourself. Winning the All-Star race here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. What a race of attrition for so many drivers, and you survive it all. You hold off the hard charge from Dennis Steele, and you take home the victory. How are you feeling?
Great, especially since we got 2 Joe's racers finishing 1-2. Definitely did not expect that coming into the night, but a little bit of chaos there with, I think, 5 to go, so that really helped.
yeah, not too many cars left in contention late in this one. It was a 5 or 6 car group, and then they crashed. You were able to drive past it and, out into clean air. And were you worried that Dennis was going to be able to make the move there late? I mean, it was only 3/100ths of a second. So what was your plan if he, when he made the move?
That's the benefit of being teammates. We knew under the last caution he didn't take tires, and I didn't take tires on a green flag, so I already knew that with the tires being hot, he was going to be a little bit loose, so couldn't really hook the bottom line. At that point, it was just make sure I kept the bottom line in the corner, and then front straight away. By the time we hit the start-finish line, I knew I'd have it. So once I saw it was just him and I, that honestly was a huge relief.
Yeah, and it definitely seemed like he was trying to gather that momentum by running a half lane or a lane up from you and then tried to cut it down, but you were there hooking that yellow line, which seemed to work for a lot of drivers throughout these the heat races and the first half of the race as well. But man, just a momentum booster for you. I know you just recently came back to race in the the actual points paying races as well. So does this give you a bit of a confidence boost, or just a little excitement to keep it going here in the playoffs?
A little bit of both. Honestly, I've been racing a little bit more than I had been in the past. I just got done moving cross country. So for a while there was just trying to race sitting on a subwoofer, which wasn't the easiest thing to do. But yeah, definitely a confidence boost moving forward, and glad to be back. Glad Nick is letting me keep racing, and have a better league to be in than below the double yellow.
Yes, sir. Definitely cool to see you get the victory out here. Your first of any kind here in this league. So, cherish that. Take the $20 you earned from it as well, and go get yourself a nice dinner. Well-earned victory here tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, definitely give a shout out to Below the Double Yellow. It's a great league to be in. V-Speed, y'all do a great job at broadcasting everything. Ultra Federal Credit Union, which is normally the sponsor of my cup car, but didn't really have anything for the race today. And then tonight's sponsor as well that we had going into the race, with that being the WL podcast.
Awesome, Michael. Well, congrats again on holding them all off there and defending your teammate down the stretch. So go celebrate, and we'll catch you next week, hopefully at Nashville.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. That was Michael Newman, your race winner, and we're not going to interview the rest of the guys here tonight. They didn't quite get the opportunity to be interviewed. Really, the only spot that matters in this one is the race win. So Michael Newman takes home the all-star race here in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series after a crazy night of racing. That is going to do it for us. We'll be back next Wednesday with the Virtual Racing League from North Wilkesboro, and then next Thursday, as you heard, the Nashville Fairgrounds right here to kick off the playoffs in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate everyone who followed, and looks like we got just a couple followers here tonight. If you did enjoy the broadcast, please consider hitting that follow button or subscribing. You can also check us out throughout the week on Facebook and Twitter to see what we're up to. We broadcast each week right here on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You can also find race replays over on YouTube and see what else we have to offer over at vspeedsim.com. And look forward to having you back and enjoying more of these races. I want to thank Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, as well as Below the Double Yellow Podcast, American Trucking Association, and all the other sponsors involved for helping put on tonight's race. And let's see who we can jump in with to end the night and wrap up here. Looks like David Schildhouse is streaming, so we're going to jump in with him and enjoy his racing content. Thank you all so much for joining us here for a very fun night of racing, and we look forward to having you back, and have a great night.